I wish we had pulled what Miley Schuyler said at the end of the spot last week we did with her. She said in the past she didn't go in the hot dog eating contest because she had to sign a contract. There were a lot of obligations. She has 4 kids. She didn't have the time. And then she started thinking about it while she was on the phone. She's like, my schedule's lightened up. I might be able to do it. I got so excited. I actually started hyperventilating as we went to break. I couldn't finish what I was saying. I forgot what I was saying, and I just went to hard break.
And then they'll kick her out.
Like how they're going to screw her over.
I'm sure they will. And actually, if you going back and watching, and I'd forgotten some of it, and I went back and watched, and Joey Chestnut said something very interesting. And he said he's like, look, I hated Kobayashi for a long time. He was my rival and all this stuff. And he said, but in the end, like because he left, they had to give me an awful lot in my contract. Because they're like, we can't lose both of them.
So he made out like a bandit.
Yeah.
I think he told someone in a recent report that he made over $500,000 last year.
But they made a bunch of concessions for him that they wouldn't make for Kobayashi because they couldn't lose both. But then how about go back to Kobayashi and be like, yeah, we'll give you these now. But they won't.
They must be making money on this thing.
How about
to go out and actually collect the best eaters in the world? I know. And again, folks listening to this are like, what are they talking about? Chestnut and Miki Sudo are the best. We don't need better competition. Yeah,
they're not.
Why not?
Because I don't think they are.
How much money do these guys need? Spend some of that money. And this really is identical to a lot of our combat sports conversations over the last 25 years about not having the best people fight the best people. I know it seems absurd, and I know if you were listening earlier, Greg Salerno, just what a freaking lame argument he provided on his arena show about how they're not athletes. They're athletes. There is athleticism and stretching it's not pun intended, stretching the body to a limit that humans should not get to. Well, but there is jaw strength. It's certainly a mental hurdle. And I don't know. I mean, competitive eating could be a sport with anything, lots of things that are sports. Is poker a sport? Do you have to be athletic? I actually think you do. It's very much a cerebral. It's very much a cerebral sport, but there is endurance.
Competitive eating is more of a sport than poker.
Okay. What about bowling? You hate bowling with your Fred Flintstone approach.
Stupid, but it's a sport.
Right. The fact that you can, I guess you can get drunk and be a better competitive eater. Maybe you're going to get really sick at the end. I'm a better bowler when I'm drunk or buzzed.
You think so?
No, I am.
No, you think so?
It's been proven by the numbers. My best year in a league was a league that I would throw down 4 or 5 beers, and as the night went along, I generally got better because I calmed down. I made more spares. I didn't stress.
Well, so
is that a sport?
Also, you were practicing as the night went on.
I was getting into more of a rhythm. Right. And in a way, the downer of alcohol was actually a performance enhancer. It was a PED. You're not buying this one?
No, not really. No.
So what you should do is show up hammered and then see how you feel progressively without drinking throughout the rest of the night.
If you were a good teammate, that's what you would have done.
Who's to say I didn't get there early and throw down a couple to loosen up?
You got to do.
I don't know if I'll ever do it again. I don't know if I have the dedication, the mental strength to bowl in my 50s. Very athletic.
It's quite.
I might hurt myself too.
Yeah,
there is a lot of coordination in bowling and throwing the ball the right way.
You have to drop down on the weight of the ball.
Ooh. All right, we can't do a bowling discussion. So you watched the documentary again and you got really mad?
Yeah, I'm just. It's you're excluding the best competitors. If I get like their week-to-week competitions and some of the other stuff that they do, and hey, if you want to have contractual things, whatever. But if this is the Super Bowl, if this is the gold standard, if this is the event that we're all going to look at every year as this big competition, it's got to be just an open competition. You can't exclude the best competitors.
Is it just supposed to be fun? Or are we not supposed to look for good competition?
No.
Competition. I don't know if the right word is sexist, but the women's field, because it's so exclusionary and they don't go and look for the best eaters in the world, they kind of make a mockery of women who are up on the stage. It's almost anti-female in some ways because they brought in some new eater qualified. It was like Lizzie Salgado.
Yeah, best nickname in the field.
Yeah, she ate 4 hot dogs.
Lizzie.
How is this an eating con? She ate 4 hot dogs.
She was there for the vibe.
Half the women's field did less than 10.
Pretty pathetic.
In fact, more than half. And I don't want to get. There's a lady named Mary Bowers who she's qualified out here before, and I was kind of laying into her. I'm like, why is she still in the contest? She did like 9.
Open it up. It's an open competition.
All right.
That's what I want.
I'm with you.
And until it is, I'm out.
What do you think the Shea brothers would do if we had, like, I don't think George is in great condition to do a breakdown interview. What do you think? Would Rich Shea just hang up on us? Would he laugh at us thinking we weren't serious?
He looked. It was giving me Vince McMahon vibes in the documentary.
And by the way, George is like the town crier up on stage. Rich is generally the color voice on the broadcast.
But this was George. George was the one I think that was on camera. That was looked like he wanted to murder somebody.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't remember this.
Kobayashi feels that way. Like, okay, bro, settle down.
You think he was playing around?
No, he was serious.
Okay, because we're not.
No. Neither was he.
Don't.
He was defending. He had to try to defend himself for ruining what could have been one of the great rivalries in all sports.
Come on, don't laugh, okay? This is Mayweather and Pac-Man. We missed out on the prime fight for like 3 years when they were actually very much in their prime. This is serious stuff.
I got one question, one quick one.
Yep.
So the guy who's saying like, oh my gosh, he's the prince now king, the carnival barker guy, he's one of the owners?
Yes.
They both are.
No wonder he's so passionate about it. Okay.
I mean, his act on stage doing the intro is great. And Rich Shea is a TV voice. He has great lines.
Well, but George was almost in the documentary like taking credit for creating Kobayashi. No.
I mean, they did get the deal done with ESPN.
Kobayashi's ability and hard work made Kobayashi, not his nonsense introductions.
What about the platform?
What about what?
The platform he provided.
Yeah.
Did Kobayashi get the ESPN deal himself?
No, but Kobayashi got there and competed at a very high level. Like, I'm sorry, but Roger Goodell did not create Tom Brady.
Yeah, but I think that's different. If they're the owners of this sport, we're at the highest platform, or maybe not the commissioner of, the team sports that we generally think about. But let's say you called him Vince McMahon, Stone Cold, The Rock, all those guys. Yeah, you can take credit. These guys are superstars. That's their creative mind. But you don't have the platform without Vince McMahon.
This is an age-old question. Who is the sport? Is it the guy who makes the platform, like Dana White with the Fertittas, like Vince McMahon and his dad, because his dad gave him the company, like the Shea brothers and the hot dog eating contest?
The athletes,
the talent. That's what it's all about.
Well,
the platform builder, not the. By the way, I always love this line. These are the guys who took all the risks. Like, well, what risks? I mean, the Fertitta brothers did.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
But it wasn't even. But remember, it wasn't even
I'm
that
sure the
much
Shea
risk.
brothers invested some money, and like I said, Vince McMahon's company was given to him by his dad.
Yeah, it wasn't even. It's not even that much of a risk for comparative. But for us, $2 million is a massive risk. For them, it's not. It's just not.
Yeah. Oh, for the Fertittas?
But it's the issue of did you create a spectacle for yourself or did you create a sport? And if the hot dog eating contest on 4th of July is going to be a sport, you can't use that to then say you can only compete at this if we own you the rest of the year, which is